What is the white sponge cake made of?
More traditional, not with the pandan flavor in there.
Welcome back to M's Adventures in Storytelling. This is part 2 of eating dim sum, Chinese food, with Sarah. And this time we continue talking about Chinese food, but we may veer off into other food talk as well. Enjoy. The little, can we see the,
You mean the pandan? Is that with the peanut in there?
I don't know, the little rice cake or something?
The pandan sponge cake?
Can we
You
look
see
at
the-
them? Actually, thank you. Let's see what they got.
Because I have room for some dessert. That's about it.
Let's take a look at what
Yeah.
they got.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the only 2 pandan.
Okay, but you have other sweet things?
What are you looking for?
I don't know.
I don't have this
You don't have
one.
that, I know.
I do have this one. I have this one, this one, this one. This one. This one.
Oh, you have lots.
Ooh, I might like the custard bun.
Yeah,
maybe.
okay. Yeah, you should get the custard one, steamed custard bun. Oh, I had that, I think, at the other place. And then, I don't like those sesame balls, but I would like that pandan sponge cake. Do you have that?
Okay.
What is the white sponge cake made of?
More traditional, not with the pandan flavor in there. Not with the pandan flavor in there.
Okay. No, I think I'll try the pandan.
Sponge cake.
Yeah.
And
And
I'll
then
try.
the egg custard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
You still want this one? You still working on that? Or?
No,
I'm okay.
I'm full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, I think we need
You know
more
what? I'll
tea.
take this home. The
You can take that
greens,
home, yeah.
Unless you want them.
No, you should take them. And can we get more hot water?
Sure. I'll put in the order first, okay? So this
Thank
one
you.
is to home. And you don't want this one?
I can finish it.
Can you finish it?
All right, fine.
I'll come back with the
I'll eat it. Okay,
the pandan sponge cake and the
Okay.
egg custard bun.
thanks.
Okay.
I'll finish it.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal those greens. But I was
No,
like,
the
we
greens
can't
are you.
waste them.
The greens are you. Those are way too green for me.
I feel like I could stir fry them up with some
Mm-hmm.
kind of noodles or throw them in ramen or something. Yeah.
It's all you.
All right.
You
I'll
do
be
that.
happy to take them
Yeah.
off our hands.
It's way too healthy. I feel like I've already eaten a lot.
I've been craving a lot of ramen lately, so I have a feeling there will be a ramen night this week.
Oh,
Just
okay.
throw that in there.
I just ordered some instant fun noodles
Oh, okay.
because I'm like just too lazy to order it. So sometimes I just want to have some hot soup,
Uh-huh.
and that's like the fastest hot soup.
Yeah. That's very true. I usually don't mind venturing out, but it's been so cold this week that I find myself being like, nope, we're going to eat what's in the house. Like,
Yeah. So you didn't eat any bugs.
I'm afraid I did not eat any bugs. I did try a variety of all the organ meats.
Okay, like what?
Pig brain, which honestly seemed like soft tofu, if I'm honest.
Creamy.
Creamy. It had a mild flavor. It did not have any kind of gamey or,
Yeah.
organ meat flavor. Our local staff were so amazing and like to go to Hot Pot, and over there you order what to me was the weirdest stuff you could to try to impress people.
Okay.
So there was a lot of ordering tripe, but not the honeycomb tripe that you're thinking.
Right.
Literally tripe that seemed, it wasn't hair, but it had the texture of hair.
Right,
on
because
it.
there are 4 stomachs, and so
Yeah, so
it was from
whichever-
that hairy stomach.
Yeah, you got it. Can't say I was a huge fan of that. I
But
would
when it's
choke
all
it down.
boiled in some hot pot,
You
at least
know,
it's a little bit less scary, I would
It
think.
was a little less scary. I feel like there's things you try to challenge yourself and also to be polite. You never want to
Yeah,
offend.
right.
I can't say that was one of my favorites. But I did try it. And yeah, there was some, I'm trying to think what else, in Hong Kong, chicken hearts. We did have a friend that we loved to go get fish together, a big steamed fish, and we had to save the eyeball for her. She
People love eating the
always
eyeball,
wanted the
yeah.
eyeball because it's, again, good for you. And one of my favorite dishes that I'll have to send you a picture of is called squirrel fish.
Okay.
And it's just a big old fish. I should know which kind they use for it. I apologize that I don't, but it's basically the bloomin' onion of fish.
Okay.
They
yeah.
somehow cut this thing into little tiny pieces,
Yeah.
batter it, and then deep
And then it
fry
just
the
explodes,
entire
yeah.
fish with the face on, and pour basically a sweet and sour sauce on it. And
Yeah.
it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Because they love eating fish. It's good
Yeah.
luck.
I am there with that. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture for you or let you know what kind of fish it is, but it is. Okay, so this says it's a well-known dish in Jiangsu cuisine, originally from Suzhou. It is prepared by deboning and carving a mandarin fish into an ornamental shape similar to a squirrel.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's why it's called a squirrel.
Oh my God, I see
Yes,
it now.
yes.
I always wonder because they present it and you're looking at it from a different angle, right? But it basically, is a bloomin' onion of fish. It's absolutely delicious, though.
Yeah.
And you just take your chopstick and take little pieces.
Yeah.
And this was a very popular thing we would go out and order in Guangzhou. So yeah. Lots of. I think one of the other things that scared me the most when I first got there was that you'd order chicken and it would come out with the head on facing
Well, okay.
you. That was fun. I also ordered sweet and sour pork and thank you so much. Was very excited to bite into it and promptly bit into a battered bone because they would just chop
they
up
hack
bones
away.
and all and put the bones and all just deep fried.
Yeah.
So be careful if you go over there and order sweet and sour pork.
Yeah. This is, I remember one time I had Peking duck. I don't know where I was. Somewhere in Asia. And so after we'd had it, the skin, then they took the carcass away and then they prepared another way for you. But then it's just hacked away. It's like I'm like, I have no idea what part of the anatomy this is. I don't even know how I'm supposed to pick my way around this.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm not supposed to. I'm just supposed to stick the whole thing in my mouth and chew on it.
Yeah.
You're
not
then,
supposed to ask questions.
Yeah, and then whatever is left. And that's actually, so my Danish grandfather would do that as well. And he was not Chinese. My Danish grandfather would eat fish that way because he was raised on an island. And they're mostly islands in Denmark. And when he was a kid, when you got your fish, it was a flatfish usually. The national fish there is a fried plaice, which is a kind of flounder.
Okay.
And so you get it on your plate, the whole fish, with the stomach removed, gutted, but otherwise,
Does it have bones? Is
Yep.
it a fillet or?
Yep.
Okay, bones.
The bones, the tail, the fin, everything, right? And battered lightly and then fried, pan fried in a cast iron pan. And it's delicious. And I don't think they used fish knives. They would use a knife and fork because the Danes eat with a knife and fork traditionally. So everything is with a knife and fork, and and then of course potatoes. And normally that dish would be served with a beurre noisette or a brown butter, basically brown butter sauce, and peas for some reason, which I thought was a waste. But I guess it's to add greenness to it. And with potatoes, so that you'd mash it. So he would eat it, and then the idea is that the potato will catch whatever bone is in your throat, so you won't choke to death.
Oh my God.
And he would hack away at this and then eat it, hack away, I'm a very polite eater, and he would chew on it, and then whatever he couldn't chew would be the rest of the little bones, and then he'd pull that out.
Oh my goodness.
And I used to be called the surgeon. So when I was a kid, I had a friend my best friend was Catholic. So that meant that every Friday night, her household, they ate fish.
Okay.
And she and I would spend almost every other night we spent all our time together. So every other night we'd stay at the other person's house. So that meant every other Friday I was having fish. And it was great because her father was trained at the Cordon Bleu.
Oh my goodness.
In France.
Ooh. Thank you. It's a big portion.
That's excellent.
Look at that color. All right,
It's
so
so
tell me about
fun.
pandan, because I feel like I should
Pandan
know what
is
that
this leafy, it's a kind of frond. It's a leaf. It has a very particular taste. Resume as we talk about Asian foods.
Thank you for
Pandan.
that history. I've heard Pandan. Many
I
times.
love
It
the
never-
mismatched forks.
I love it.
It's complete,
Again,
like, we
maybe
don't.
That's why it gets the 3.5 stars.
Yeah, wait, I
but-
have to take a photo of this. We couldn't care less. It's about the
Yeah,
least
hey,
you got-
they gave us a fork.
guy with the plate. They
Really?
gave us a fork.
Yep,
Never mind that they don't match.
yep. That is all good.
You can have the skinny one.
Alrighty. Ooh,
It's very.
Running
It's like
away.
a sponge. Oh, it's warm.
Even as the color of some sponges.
It is. It's like a dishwashing sponge.
Interesting.
I think this would be better with some warm coconut milk on it.
I think so too.
Pandan has this very particular flavor. I'm not sure it's this.
Alright, maybe the hunt continues for our favorite panda.
Yeah.
Asian desserts are one area that I never became a huge fan
No.
of. I just
Yeah.
think,
Well, when not these sponge cakes, but the multi-layered ones that are almost the texture of mochi or jello, those I kind of like.
okay.
Like in Malaysia, I was there, and my friend was obsessed with their carrot cake. So it's nothing like an American carrot cake, but carrots, of course, are naturally very sweet.
Right.
So, but basically, it was carrot that had been cooked, and then they formed it into thin layers, and then they would wait for that layer to solidify, and then they put another layer on, and so it was a cake. And it was delicious.
Yum.
It wasn't overly sweet. It was nice. It had texture.
Was it more fluffy or was it more?
No, it
kind
was
of like-
solid. It didn't have this kind of airy, spongy texture. It was
Yeah.
just like, I want to say fudge, but it wasn't because it was very light.
Some Indian
Yeah.
desserts are a bit similar to that in terms of texture.
Yeah.
Kind
Yep.
of that nice, dense, but super sugary over there.
Yeah,
So
they have.
much
Oh my
sugar.
gosh, yeah. Do you know that carrots were originally not orange?
I think someone told me that years ago, and
Yeah.
I forgot.
They've only been orange for 400 years.
Really?
Yeah, for the Spanish Dutch royal family,
Yeah.
because it used to be the Spanish and the Dutch were the same
Oh, stop.
royal
So 'cause
family.
of the orange color.
Yeah, of
they-
the royal family, they turned them these white carrots. They turned them orange.
Wow.
Because now you can get in the store. Now you can get carrots that are white,
Yeah.
purple.
And those are seen as exotic now,
Yeah.
when maybe they're just going back to what they originally were.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
Yeah. So food is interesting. And also
is.
the whole idea of an orange, the color orange and the word orange is fascinating because so I just finished writing this book on fruit. So that's why I know this stuff. So during like 500 years ago, people would say that they didn't have a separate word for orange, the color.
Oh, gosh, what would you...
Red,
Okay.
yeah. So, for
Maybe
example,
it just didn't occur naturally in Europe or places like that too often.
well, no, like for example, there are a lot of redheads in Europe,
Oh, well, that's true, duh.
but they're really orange.
Yeah.
If you look at a redhead, there's never a
That's
redhead that's red.
true.
They're
Right.
orange color.
Right.
But there was no word, so they were called redheads. And it was only when somebody went, well, they're actually the color of this fruit,
Yeah.
which is the orange.
Yeah.
That's how they started calling things orange. Because it's the color of this fruit.
You know, I've always wondered that because I had noticed that that seemed to be the one color that was associated very much with a certain object. And in every language,
Mm-hmm.
right, you know, like
Yeah.
Spanish, French, English, like they all were, the fruit was the color. Whereas
Yeah.
we don't call the color yellow banana.
Right.
You know?
Right. We
And
don't
so-
say this is banana flavor,
Right.
banana color. Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
always wondered
Yeah.
where that came from. That's
And
so
actually, it comes, I
fascinating.
think, I can't remember now, but it comes from, so for example, in some languages, like Spanish, it's a naranja,
Right.
right, in Spanish. And that is closer to the, I believe it's a Persian origin, the word, because it was laranga. The original word is either Sikh or what is that old language in, why am I forgetting it, in India? Not Sikh. It's
Like Sanskrit?
Yes, Sanskrit. I think it's originally a Sanskrit word,
Oh, wow.
because citrus is from over there, and so it made its way into the European courts but then they have gender, so there was that L, right? So it was la naranja, right? And then it was like la, and then they just kept the N, and so then it became naranja, right? Whereas then it was originally aranga. So anyway, yeah. So it evolves. I love etymology, although I always say entomology, which is of course about bugs.
You know, my mom was an entomologist.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
that was her first career. So
How does she feel
probably-
about eating bugs?
You know, I'm gonna have to ask her because you'd think she might be more adventurous because she's very comfortable with them, but she's not a very adventurous eater. She
Okay.
won't even eat sushi. So sadly, I feel like she probably wouldn't.
Well,
be down
sushi
with
takes a lot of courage. I mean, there are the rolls, right? The maki,
it. Yeah.
the sushi rolls. Then there's the nigiri. I always say sushi roll, maki rolls, right? Nigiri, and then
These
sashimi.
little hand
Yeah, because this is the fish on top of the rice, right? The rolls are the maki, right? And then the nigiri is the fish on top of the rice, and then the sashimi is the fish by
That's
itself.
super cute. I love that.
So, whereas in the Koreans, they don't use the word maki, they use kim, because it's kimbap,
Oh,
right?
like kimbap, yeah.
Because it's a rice roll.
Yeah.
And of course, the Koreans do use fish, and they've also done sushi, but they do more where they put canned tuna in their rolls,
Yeah.
and it kind of works. Now they put Velveeta as well, and other processed
You
cheeses.
put in those American craft slices.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. All right, these look great.
Look at these little cuties.
There we go.
It's killing me softly, the song. It's like, what's... They should be painted with a little panda.
They should.
All right,
Maybe. Let's get our sons one of these.
I'm going to try one.
Yeah, have you noticed the trend in like ramen recipes to throw?
Oh, there's
ramen
cheese.
bits? Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
there's
yeah.
So much cheese now.
Yep. Yeah, I have some traditionalists who are very upset.
I'm gonna try it. I have to admit, I have
It's
not
good.
tried throwing. You would think it would be, right?
It's delicious.
Cheese is
Spicy,
never a bad
especially
idea.
the hot one, the Shin ramen,
Yes.
the spicy
I
one.
bought one of those the other day. I haven't tried it yet, but I bought.
So I
some
like
cheese
making
with
it, and then I place the cheese right on top, and then I kind of eat it with a fork, and just pull the cheese towards me as it's melting. It's quite sensational.
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's get it. Picture the inside.
This is a little carbohydrate custard dream.
Back up
Yeah.
coconut milk next time.
Well, I think that I've admitted that sago is my spirit starch.
What is that? I'm not familiar with sago.
Sago is a kind of carbohydrate, like cassava.
Okay.
These are good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of these.
So they make these also where they call them egg something, where they brush the top with, or they call them pineapple.
Pineapple buns. Oh
Yes.
yes, that is the thing I ate in China. Okay.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites, and I assumed it had pineapple in it, but no. But what it did have was a plastic glove that they would bring to the table that you
What?
could put on to eat your pineapple bun with, because that is how buttery it was. It
Oh,
was
wow.
slippery that you literally
Yeah.
had to have a glove so that you wouldn't get butter all over your hands and clothes. And that was fabulous. I'm glad you reminded me of that pineapple bun. So good.
And with the egg yolk inside.
So good. Have you found any good pineapple buns in this area, or?
Yeah, out at Mama Chang,
Okay. Where is that at?
Fairfax.
Okay.
Also, the best spring roll. No, the best egg roll I've had.
Okay.
Big enough that it invites a little innuendo.
Must have been good.
Sort of the size of a small burrito. It was pork and shrimp, and it did have
So much.
it did have other things inside, but not as a filler.
Okay.
So there's a difference. It had a little slices of wood ear mushroom. It had other little bits of vegetable, maybe carrot or something, but it didn't have lots of noodles and cabbage to fill it.
Okay.
The other little things that were in there were meant to be a complement. So it was very meaty
Yeah.
and it was big,
Well, it
wide.
doesn't, like,
It had a big,
medium
wide girth. And it was really meaty and yet freshly hot and fried, so meaty and greasy and slick. Who knows when to give it a name, but anyway. And then the inside, it was really complemented by the wood ear mushroom, for example, because it gave it a little bit of a chew and snack.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is the best one I've had for a long time anywhere.
All right, I'm gonna need to make my way out to Mama Chang's.
Yeah. It's part of Peter Chang's empire.
Ah, okay. Okay, that explains it. And pineapple buns to top it off. That
Pineapple
sounds
bun was
pretty
excellent.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
What else did you have there that you'd recommend?
I don't really remember most of that stuff. And we had about 9 dishes. Because I like to get a lot of dishes.
It's, it is quite fun to go with a big group and just get whatever.
Okay, or me, it's a small group, but I still get a lot of dishes.
Well, it's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Even when it's,
No, it's
just
nice
a
if you
couple
can.
folks.
It's nice if you can go with a lot of people.
Because you can get
Oh,
even
it's all
more.
yours.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. All right.
Yeah, the one was enough
Maybe I'll take
as it
home.
expands. Yeah, you could put it in your.
Okay. You sure? Would you like to take it home or?
Oh no,
Okay.
no, I have. Tomorrow I'm gonna make sausage.
You're gonna wait. You're gonna you have sausage, but you're gonna
Yeah.
okay. I was like, you're not gonna literally grind up meat
No,
and
no,
put
no.
it in intestinal casing.
No,
or anything.
no, I'm not. And I had bought loose sausage, loose morals, sausage of loose
A
morals.
lot of innuendos. this
Yes.
morning.
It's my favorite. So I used to have breakfast with this guy like 12 years ago at work. I used to have breakfast with this guy who was so good at innuendo.
Yeah.
And he and I were just like riffing off of each other. It was the best.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then other people would come along and be like, "Oh, you guys are so like," and I'm like, "No." And
They were jealous they couldn't keep up.
we're just being silly. Like this is not, So yeah, so you had innards. So you had stomach, the hairy stomach.
Yeah.
You had well, these are not so scary. Liver, kidney, heart. That's not so weird.
Yeah, I had heart and all that. I already knew I wasn't much.
But
of a
you
fan
didn't.
of
But you
liver.
didn't have uterus or chicken
No,
bottoms.
I had put uterus in my hair.
Oh,
Because believe it or not, uterus has, as I guess as you can imagine, placenta has
Yeah.
a very high component of protein.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are actually protein treatments for your hair that are placenta based.
Oh.
So I have been willing to do that, but no, I have not eaten animal placenta yet that I know of.
oh, okay.
so-
Well, you probably have because you've eaten a hot dog.
Oh, God,
Hot
yeah.
dogs have everything.
Oh.
So people who don't think they've ever had anus or whatever, they're wrong. If they eat a hot dog, they hit everything.
Eating anus is very popular right now, I heard. So no.
Yeah. Well, it's chewy and rubbery and it's a sphincter. Why not? So for years I liked eating clam strips. And I still do, but of course clam strips are actually stomach.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Please stop.
So,
Like the fried ones
Yeah.
you get frozen at the store?
yeah, that's tripe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
In tiny print on the back, it's asterisk. Clam strips does not imply that this is real clams or something like that? Or,
I guess. I
or
don't
just
know. I
punking us?
haven't bought them in a long time, but yeah, clam strips, stomach, tripe, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Still protein.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like there's no reason for us to be, if we are not vegans, if you're not vegan, then you should be willing to eat anything, right? To be better to the planet. But it's very hard for a lot of us because some of it's just the thought.
Yeah.
It's really in the brain,
Yeah.
the flavor or whatever. There are other things that are not in the brain. Like people tell me the cilantro tasting like soap is in my brain, and it's not. It tastes like
It's
soap.
genetic. They can actually find the gene where
Right.
you're more likely to taste.
Can
the
they turn
soap
it off?
flavor. Not that I'm aware of yet. I'm not sure if any medical grants have been donated to solve that.
Just like whether your ear is attached or not.
Oh yeah.
For a while, I was like, is this connected to whether or not cilantro tastes like soap? But it's not.
Interesting.
I was like, oh, I wonder if people whose ears like this also taste like,
poorly.
yeah, you know. But it's not.
Dead giveaway. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this cilantro is gonna taste like soap.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I have had to get used to cilantro because the last 20 years they have put that soap on everything.
It does seem
It's
like
on
it's gotten more
everything.
popular.
Everybody wants it. I'm like, can we just move on to mint or dill or go back to something fun like purslane? Something that has fun names. And you know what else I love? Nasturtium. I wish they would bring back nasturtium with a vengeance.
I don't think I know what that is. If I'm
Nasturtium
honest.
is that delightful orange flower you sometimes see in people's gardens.
Okay.
All of it's edible and delicious.
Oh.
Has a slightly tart flavor, the leaves. It's delightful.
Okay. Well.
And if you've ever eaten like an edible flower salad,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Okay.
Because it's a delight. I love eating flowers.
I was just about to ask you that. Like, so you don't like cilantro, but it does sound like you're open to floral flavors.
I love eating flowers.
Okay.
And in Peru, it was pretty easy to buy. At the market, you could buy a prepared package of edible flowers to decorate your food or whatever you're going to do with them. So whenever I would go to a potluck and everyone's trying to be healthy, so they're like, bring a salad. So I would always bring a salad, but I would always I would treat it like a masterpiece. So sometimes it was all chopped and candied items, but my favorite are where I'm like, this is a Jackson Pollock salad. So I'll leave the chives in whole with the little flower attached, because, of course, flour. And it has a little oniony taste. And then flower petals, roses. Roses don't contribute anything except color, because they don't taste very good. But, you know, they have fun colors, so the leaves are fun for a salad. But nasturtiums, delicious.
All right. Well, maybe we've got to get the word out there. Maybe you can be a pioneer for getting.
Well, no, I mean,
nasturtium.
it's a thing now. You see flowers on a lot of things. Violets, also edible, not just in the little candied format.
I actually just had this weekend a cocktail with Clun de Violette, which is, you know, the violet liqueur.
Yeah. And was
very
there a little
interesting.
candied violet on top or a little violet on it?
No, there was not a real violet on
Oh.
this one, so maybe I bought the wrong
too
version.
bad.
I know, it really is, but it was super interesting to have that very floral flavor
Yeah.
to offset, you know, the other
Yeah.
ingredients.
I'm not a huge fan of rose water.
I'm not either. See, I can't
That
get
tastes too
down-
much like bath
See, that
water.
tastes like soap to me.
Yeah.
That I was gonna
Yeah.
ask if you liked
No.
rose because to
No,
me it's
rose
very
water I don't
soapy.
like at all. And that's in a lot of cultures where it's a treasured thing. But
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, but nasturtium, also borage. So when I moved to Italy, the only edible flower I could find at the market was purple, and it was borage flowers.
Okay.
So borage is a green they eat over there. And the flowers are a little sour.
Huh.
They're not delicious like nasturtium. Nasturtium is a delicious, delicious flower. And the leaves of nasturtiums are delicious.
Can you find that around here? Like,
Yeah, but it's easier just to grow them.
Okay.
And of course, dandelion. The dandelion is like the pig. Every part of it is edible except the oink. You know, from the roots to the leaves to the flower to the... you can probably eat that, although it's not as much fun. But yeah, the pig, every part's edible.
I guess tea is actually really popular, and it's very good for your liver.
Well, lots of cultures eat dandelion, but now it's like entered the modern American food as well
Okay.
in salad. So you can find it at the grocery store,
All right. I'm
like
gonna
at Trader
check that
Joe's.
out.
You can,
Really?
you can buy dandelion leaves.
greens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I hadn't noticed
Whereas
that.
in the old days, 50 years ago, it was weird because you would see immigrants out on the sides of roads picking dandelions.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly good. And in Rome, I had this episode where, so I would go to this farmer's market almost every Sunday because I like to eat dim sum and I like to go to farmer's markets on Sunday mornings for some reason. And so it was a very shishi farmer's market, part of a collective, and whenever they had TV shows there or guest celebrity chefs, including that, have you heard of Mangchi? She's this Korean American in New York who does Korean recipes.
No, but I'll have to look her up.
Anyway, when she went to Rome, she also went there to that market, and it's very on the social media trail, that and Testaccio, whereas in the big central one is not on the social media trail because it's more of a real working market. Anyway, but I would go to that fancy one because the thing I loved about it was that it was a local market. So everything in that market was produced within 100 kilometers of Rome.
Oh, wow.
From the beef to the fish to the olives to the fruit, the apples, the wine, everything you wanted to eat, you could buy there. Bread, everything. And so I would go there, and I would always like take footage, of stuff, and I started putting it on my social media. But now they've gotten much better at it because I still follow them.
Okay.
So they've gotten much better at posting stuff.
Like, we'll have this week.
Yeah,
or-
and they'll feature some of the stalls and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I would go there, and then when I started going there 3 years ago, my colleague, an Italian, he had told them that they should do samples of their olive oil because this is how you get people to buy it.
Yeah.
If they can sample it with a little piece of bread.
Yeah.
And they could get the bread from the bakers, right?
Yeah.
And of course they ignored him at first, but then they started doing it.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode of M's Adventures in Storytelling with Sarah, talking about Chinese food and all kinds of other food. It turns out I'm leading her off into tales about Peru and Italy. So listen next time for the conclusion of my chat with Sarah about Chinese food, or while we ate Chinese food. Ciao for now.